Hi, thanks for joining me. So today we're going to go ahead and just do a quick table file creation. I've already talked about this when I was talking about Marumonogatari 3, but we're going to do it less manually this time. And the way I was doing it before is perfectly fine. If you're just, trying to make a table file for a game here and there, that's totally valid. But I've decided that I actually want to make table files for and dump scripts for pretty much all of the remaining games that have yet to be translated in some form or another into English for the Sega Game Gear. And there are 60 games approximately. I guess there were. I've dumped scripts for a handful of those already, but yeah, I'm making a lot more scripts. So I wrote this PHP script here. I call it Table Helper, and this is pretty simple so far. We basically just have a hex array of hex values, character array of character values. We have character sets, which I've have this get character set function that I wrote to get them, and then all we do is we basically count through each of them, and then we call this file print table to print a section of a table file based on the character set and the character and hex values that we enter in up here, and then that passes that to this print table function. So that's pretty straightforward. So the way that this works then is we just fill out these are equivalency pairs. So we've got and this is not for this game. I don't know what it is for this game, but for a previous game it was 65. It was the value for 0 in the script. 76 is the value for A, and etc. etc. So let's we'll go ahead and do this and get ourselves back to sort of zero ground here. So and we're just going to put these values in. Now we can see here it starts with a space, but the next character is a small. No, it's not a small ah. It's a regular size ah. So we start off with the Hiragana character set, and this is starting off at value 01. So let's go ahead and put that in. Here's our value 01, and it is in Hiragana. That is that value. So we're going to move on to the next character set. So once we get past Hiragana, we've got some it's not really punctuation, these are probably diacritical marks, diacritics, and then we have our little Hiragana. So we have tsu, ya, yu, yo, and then a little bit of punctuation. So I'm not sure if it's worth putting those in, honestly. Let's go right over to here then. We're going to start with our katakana. So ah is 37. Let's go ahead and put that in. And that's ah. Next up we have no wa o n. Okay, so this is our small katakana, and that's tsu, ya, yu, yo, a, iu, e, o. That's a weird order, but I'm still going to put this one in. Wow, it really is a weird order. Let me put it in. I'm going to start with ah, and that's, I believe, 6, 9. So let's go ahead and put those in. Okay, and then we've got 0 through 9 numerals. That's pretty typical. 7, 0. It's kind of funny we go 6, 9, 7, 0, but it's of course hexadecimal, not decimal, so those aren't actually right next to each other. And then we will do, what was that? Numerals. Perfect. Okay, so let's go ahead and make our table file based on this. So we're going to save table helper PHP, we're going to go to our web browser, and I was looking up Honou no Toukyuuji, but we're going to go ahead and refresh this, and this is what we get. So so we can see this saves us a lot of time, like just typing out values. If you guys remember in my previous video, I typed out a bunch of values. So this makes that a little bit more straightforward. We still are going to have a little bit of hand editing to do. So for instance, oops, I don't have it put these preceding zeros on here. I certainly could program that in. It wouldn't be too much trouble, but it's also pretty straightforward for me to just do that, so I haven't bothered with it yet. And we want to make sure that these are actually, you know, the same order and all that stuff. So the things that can tend to be the most out of order might be once you get down to the end, if there's wa, o, and n. But you can see here wa, o, un, that's how we have that in that character set that the script is calling up. So that is fine. Then we also have, you know, this other stuff we're gonna have to just put in manually like we did in that other video. But then we have our whole katakana set here, and that should be fine. Things we want to look out for in katakana sets is sometimes some of the characters that share a similar shape, such as he and ri, might be excluded from the katakana set if they're using the same character that they use in the hiragana set. So I'm going to see if this set actually has its own he and ri, and so there's he, he, and ri is right there, so that's fine. And wa o un is the order at the end, wa o un, so that's fine. So we can see where checking the order really makes a big difference in this, because this is actually tsu, ya, yu, yo, and then a, yu, a, o. Now I decided to start it, I believe, at a, yu, a, o, because I knew that those were going to be wrong. But that still means that I actually have to type out like 6.4 through 6.9. So what's that, like 6.5, 6.6, 6.7, 6.8, and put those in there. And you know, I deleted those characters. I really shouldn't have done that, because now I'm going to have to like dig them up here and put them in. But anyway, you can see how even if you have to like move stuff around a little bit, this can still be a time-saving thing, which is nice. What is this? Katakana. And it's tsu, ya, yu, yo. Yeah, tsu, ya, yu, yo. So tsu, ya, yu, and yo. So there's that. And finally, our numerals are fine. So this is only, of course, part of our table file, but this really helps quite a bit. So let's go ahead and put this in here. What is this? Dodge Danpei? Oh no. Yeah, this is. Oh no, this is. Wait. It's Toukyuuji. No, wrong thing. We need. We need the right folder. There it is. So let's call this table, and we're going to make this Shift.js, and we're going to save it. So let's go ahead and open up that ROM. We're going to open File for editing. We'll get out of that, and we'll go to this, and we'll open our table file. Okay. So now I'm just sort of curious, you know, how well we did. Here we've got Kimi no Chikara o. Now O was in here, so let's do Chikara o. We're gonna search for that. Oops. Oh. Come over here. We're going to do a kana search, and there we go, Chikara o. So that was a super easy way of getting a whole bunch of our table file filled out. We don't have everything filled out, and I'll go ahead and show you the functions that I call here. Basically, I just include this library of functions, and there are only two functions in here. This is get character set, and that's just for handling the file, like read and open and close, and just splitting. I do it comma delimited. Oh, actually, it's not comma delimited. I guess maybe it's line break delimited. Anyway, so I do that, and then we do print table. Basically just goes through and it checks to see if this is in, if the character that's passed to it is in any of the character sets. So if it's in any of the character sets, we go ahead and get its position in the character set, and then we get the count of the character set, so we know how many values we're dealing with. And then we actually change the hex value that's passed into decimal for our calculations. I don't know if I even had to do that, but I did it anyway, just in case, I guess. And then we do this for loop. So this basically goes through based on how many characters are in the character set, and then it does this for each of them. And so it's basically for each thing in the character set, we're setting what is the hex value that it's equivalent to, and that just ends up being, if I do this, hex minus the position minus x. And that's just I'm not really good at math, honestly, but this is just a little thing that I came up with because I was like, well, how can I do this? And that seemed to make sense to me. Honestly, it just came to me, and like I did a little trial and error, and that it worked. So because basically as it goes through, like eventually I think that the two negatives end up becoming addition, so it starts adding to the value, and anyway it comes out right. So that's it, and that makes our sets that you got to see over here, just from a single value. And it doesn't have to be a single value at the beginning like we used. We could use, we could figure out, okay, ko is 0a, and we could do it from that, or whichever value we had, whatever value we have access to. So that saves us a lot of time. And I guess that's it. I don't want to drag this on. I'm going to obviously go ahead and fill out this table file, figure out what the 0 in this case is a space. I believe you can tell here. So it's the kimi no space chikara o. So I'll fill out the rest of these things. I'll fill in the little blanks where there was some punctuation and stuff like that. But I just wanted to show off this little script I wrote to make my life a little easier. I thought you guys might get a kick out of it. That's about all. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you'll join me again for more video game translation adventures. Alright, take care.